The ancient survival skills of this village are far beyond the reach of modern science. While we often think that the Earth has been fully explored and mapped, there are still places so remote and isolated that few people dare to set foot in them. These wild, far-flung regions are not easily accessible, and every corner of them holds a profound mystery about the existence of humanity. From the world's most distant island, where the inhabitants live off fishing alone like Tristan da Cunha, to the most isolated village in America, Supai, Arizona, or the snake-infested island, these places remain far removed from the increasingly modernized world. Join me as we explore the 20 most ancient locations on Earth where people live just as they did in prehistoric times. 22 Supai Village, Arizona. Supai, Arizona, is one of the most remote and difficult-to-reach communities in the contiguous 48 states of the U.S. Nestled deep within the Havasu Canyon in the Havasupai Indian Reservation, Supai serves as the headquarters of the Havasupai tribe, home to about 600 people. Surrounded by towering cliffs and the crystal-clear waters of Havasu Creek, this village has no roads, making access incredibly challenging. The only way in or out of Supai is by helicopter or by walking an 8-mile trail. Mail and essential supplies are delivered by mule, adding a unique and slower rhythm to life here that feels like a world apart from the rest of modern civilization. Despite being near the Grand Canyon, one of the United States' most famous natural wonders, Supai is not managed by the Grand Canyon National Park. Instead, it falls under the ownership and management of the Havasupai tribe, one of the oldest indigenous groups in the Grand Canyon area. The Havasupai people, with their long history and deep cultural roots, have lived on this land for centuries, maintaining a close bond with the surrounding nature. Havasu Canyon, with its stunning waterfalls like Havasu Falls, is a popular destination for hikers. Though the path remains challenging, visitors can embark on a trek into the campsite, where they'll witness breathtaking turquoise waterfalls, soft golden sands, and crystal-clear pools of water. The fact that there are no roads connecting Supai to the outside world has preserved the ancient way of life of the Havasupai people. Life in Supai moves at a slow pace, with residents depending on nature for survival, collecting fresh water from the springs and sustaining their food supply through traditional farming and foraging in the surrounding environment. What do you think about the lifestyle of the people here? Feel free to share your thoughts below. 21. Tristan da Cunha, South Atlantic. Tristan da Cunha, located in the South Atlantic Ocean, is the most remote inhabited island on Earth. Situated about 1,700 miles from the nearest landmass, this small island is a British overseas territory and can only be reached by a week-long boat journey from South Africa. With around 250 residents, life on Tristan da Cunha is marked by extreme isolation and self-sufficiency, as its inhabitants face harsh oceanic conditions and limited access to modern amenities. The rugged landscape of the island consists of towering cliffs, green hills and valleys surrounded by crystal-clear waters rich with marine life. This isolation has nurtured a unique array of wildlife, including the Tristan albatross and the prized Tristan rock lobster, which plays a vital role in the local economy. Tristan da Cunha has no airport and only receives 9 supply ships per year, which makes the community heavily reliant on one another, especially in fishing and farming, to sustain their way of life. Life on the island revolves around the sea and the seasons, with weather conditions that can render the community completely isolated. Tristan da Cunha's remoteness has piqued the interest of scientists who study the island's unique ecosystems and rare species to gain insights into the adaptability of life and the effects of climate change. What are your thoughts on this remote island? Feel free to share your opinion. 20. The Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. The Danakil Desert, located in northeastern Ethiopia, is one of the most extreme environments on Earth, characterized by blistering temperatures, volcanic landscapes, and sulfuric hot springs. With temperatures consistently soaring above 120 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year, this region lies more than 400 feet below sea level, making it the lowest point in Africa. The landscape here is surreal, with vast salt flats stretching across the horizon and vividly colored sulfur springs that seem to glow with an otherworldly golden hue. The green and red hues of the hot springs blend with the active lava flows, creating a breathtaking geological painting. The exposed lakes reveal molten lava from the Earth's crust, showcasing the tremendous power of geologic forces. Despite the harsh conditions, life persists. Microorganisms known as extremophiles thrive in the acidic hot springs, providing scientists with valuable clues about survival in extreme environments. This potentially offers insights into life on other planets as well as the origins of life on Earth. Though the environment is incredibly challenging, the local people in the Danakil have survived and thrived for centuries. They harvest salt from the salt flats and transport it by camel caravan to markets, a testament to their resilience and ability to endure in this extreme landscape. How do you feel about life in such a harsh environment? Let me know your thoughts. 19. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island, located in the Bay of Bengal, is a mysterious tiny place home to the Sentinelese, a group of people who have had no contact with the outside world and have lived in isolation for over 60,000 years. They fiercely protect their culture, maintaining their traditional way of life without being influenced by the outside world. Although the Indian government has enforced strict regulations, including 3 exclusion zones to protect the tribe and prevent intrusion, in 2018, an American tourist attempted to reach the island, further highlighting the tribe's desire to remain undisturbed. Anthropologists and geographers are drawn to the tribe as their language and way of life remain largely unexplored. It is believed that the Sentinelese live as their ancestors did, surviving by hunting, fishing, and gathering on the island. They remain shielded from diseases that outsiders might bring. North Sentinel Island has become a rare frontier, symbolizing the resilience of ancient survival methods and reminding us that modern civilization must respect the places and peoples who wish to remain undisturbed. Devon Island, Canada. Devon Island is the largest uninhabited island on Earth, often referred to as Earth's Mars analog. Located in the Canadian Arctic, its barren, freezing landscape with temperatures plummeting as low as -58 degrees Fahrenheit makes it resemble a miniature version of Mars. Especially remarkable is the island's terrain, including the 14-mile-wide Houghton crater, which closely mirrors the surface of Mars, making it an ideal testing ground for NASA's Mars exploration missions. Since 1997, NASA's Houghton Mars project has utilized Devon Island to test Mars-like equipment, including rovers, tools, and spacesuits. Researchers have simulated the harsh conditions of Mars to study the performance and durability of both technology and humans, collecting invaluable data to aid future Mars exploration. Devon Island stands as a testament to humanity's adaptability in its quest to understand and explore the unknown. The Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench, located to the east of the Philippines in the Pacific Ocean, is the deepest point in Earth's oceans. Stretching about 1,500 miles along the seabed, its deepest point, Challenger Deep, plunges to nearly 36,000 feet, deep enough to submerge Mount Everest by over a mile. The harsh environment here is defined by darkness, freezing temperatures, and crushing pressures over 1,000 times greater than at the ocean's surface. Yet, remarkable creatures like the deep-sea snailfish thrive, demonstrating extraordinary biological adaptation and hinting at undiscovered forms of life. Exploration of the Mariana Trench has captivated scientists and explorers. In 2012, filmmaker James Cameron made a solo descent to Challenger Deep and documented otherworldly landscapes formed by tectonic and hydrothermal activity. Since then, advanced remotely operated vehicles have expanded our understanding, unveiling more about this hidden world. In 2009, the Mariana Trench was designated a U.S. national monument, preserving it as an ecological treasure. La Rinconada, Peru. La Rinconada, a town in the Andes of Peru, sits at an altitude of over 16,000 feet above sea level, making it the highest permanent settlement on Earth. The only way to reach it is by a grueling 4-hour drive from Puno along steep and treacherous mountain roads. Despite lacking running water and a sewage system, reports suggest that around 50,000 people live in La Rinconada. The men primarily work in unregulated gold mines, but the town also has restaurants and other businesses. Typically, these places are not heated, as doing so would consume too much electricity, a luxury that only arrived in 2002. La Rinconada has been described as a frozen wasteland and an environmental disaster. Wastewater spills onto the streets due to the lack of indoor plumbing, and garbage remains frozen along the sides of the roads because there are no city services. Yet, the opportunities for gold mining continue to draw people here. Would you want to visit this place? Let me know your thoughts. 15. Adak, Alaska. Adak, Alaska, located at the edge of the Aleutian Islands where the Pacific Ocean meets the Bering Sea, is a remote island that once served as a major U.S. military base during World War II and the Cold War. At its peak, Adak had more than 6,000 military personnel and all the amenities of a small town. However, after the fall of the Soviet Union, the military base closed in 1997, leaving behind empty streets and abandoned buildings as reminders of the island's past. Today, Adak is shrouded in strong winds and fog, with rusting equipment and decaying barracks battered by the harsh weather. Most of the remaining residents are fishermen, living in isolation and facing tough living conditions. However, the island's rugged beauty and wild landscapes create a unique allure. Adak is now a wildlife refuge, attracting birdwatchers and naturalists with species such as bald eagles, sea otters, and rare seabirds thriving in this untouched environment. The solitude and stillness of the island bring a peculiar charm, blending wild beauty with historical echoes. Villa Las Estrellas, a small settlement in Antarctica, is located on King George Island in the Antarctic Peninsula, and is one of only 2 civilian communities on the entire continent. Established in 1984 by Chile, this settlement supports scientific research activities and strengthens Chile's presence in Antarctica. Villa Las Estrellas is home to scientists, military personnel, and their families. Essential facilities like schools, a post office, a hospital, and a church are designed to withstand extremely low temperatures, reaching as low as -128 degrees Fahrenheit with winds that can exceed 200 miles per hour. Life here is a unique challenge, especially during the long winters when months of isolation can contribute to a condition known as Antarctic syndrome. This is the psychological effect of isolation caused by limited access to medical care. Residents sometimes even take extreme precautions, such as having their appendix removed before coming to live here, to avoid potential health risks in case of emergencies. Daily life revolves around coping with the harsh weather conditions, where blizzards and the constant threat of frostbite are ever-present dangers. However, despite these challenges, the pristine landscapes and the phenomenon of the Southern Lights continue to attract scientists who come to study the climate, wildlife, and glaciers in this unique environment. Gangar Puensum, located in Bhutan at an altitude of over 24,800 feet, is the highest unclimbed mountain in the world. Known as the White Peak of the Three Brothers, Gangar Pum holds profound cultural and spiritual significance for the Bhutanese, who believe it is the dwelling place of protective deities. Although there were attempts to summit it in the 1980s, extreme weather conditions and the challenging altitude forced explorers to turn back. In 1994, Bhutan imposed a ban on climbing peaks over 6,000 meters, and by 2003, a complete ban on climbing was enacted to protect Gangar Pum and preserve its sacred mystery. The exact location of the mountain remains difficult to pinpoint due to Bhutan's rugged terrain and remote location. Some Chinese maps include the peak, adding to the mystery surrounding it. This mountain symbolizes Bhutan's deep reverence for nature, illustrating that some places on Earth are best left undisturbed to honor cultural heritage and safeguard the sacred. From these towering peaks, we continue our journey toward Greenland's frozen frontier, where massive glaciers hold secrets about Earth's distant past. When you think of life on a remote island, Cape Melville in Australia might come to mind. A place that unveils an ancient ecosystem completely different from anything you've seen. Located in the northeastern part of Australia, Cape Melville is an isolated wilderness with rugged terrain and lush tropical rainforests, most of which have remained untouched for millennia. Enormous granite boulders and forests conceal species of plants and animals that can't be found anywhere else on Earth. Protected by its isolation, this area is home to many unique species, such as the Cape Melville leaf-tailed gecko, a lizard with a tail shaped like a leaf for camouflage, and the Melville skink, known for its bright blue color and distinct tail. There's also the spotted rock frog, which only emerges during the rainy season to breed in rock crevices. These species have evolved in fascinating ways to adapt to the harsh environment of Cape Melville. Cape Melville is an exceptional example of nature flourishing in isolation. In addition to these unique animals, the area offers scientists deep insights into ecosystems untouched by human interference, becoming an ideal natural laboratory for studying unique ecological processes. The rugged landscape, with towering granite rocks and dense canopies, forms a sanctuary where nature remains pristine and undisturbed by human development. Off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, lies a small 106-acre island known as Snake Island. This island is infamous for being home to thousands of golden lancehead pit vipers, one of the most venomous snake species in the world. Due to the extreme danger posed by these snakes, the Brazilian government has enforced a strict ban on visitors, allowing only select researchers and military personnel to access the island. The golden lanceheads have evolved in isolation for thousands of years on the island, with no natural predator, feeding primarily on migratory birds. The island's snake population is estimated to range from 2,000 to 4,000, and their potent venom enables them to capture prey swiftly and efficiently. The danger posed by the island has given rise to many local legends, including one about a lighthouse keeper and his family in the early 20th century, who are said to have encountered the venomous snakes. Today, the Brazilian Navy enforces the strict no-visit rule, permitting only researchers to study the unique evolution of these snakes. Despite the inherent risks, Snake Island holds significant scientific value. The evolution of the golden lancehead and its venom may provide valuable insights into the treatment of conditions such as blood clots and cardiovascular issues, making it a unique resource for medical research. Though it is home to one of the world's deadliest reptiles, Snake Island continues to attract scientists and remains a testament to the marvels of nature. The Javari Valley, located in Brazil's Amazon rainforest, spans over 33,000 square kilometers and is one of the last untouched wilderness areas on Earth. It is home to uncontacted tribes who respect and protect their culture, relying on the forest for food, shelter, and mental well-being. These communities are masters of their environment, navigating the rainforest with profound knowledge of its natural rhythms. However, illegal logging and poaching have encroached upon their land, disrupting the ecosystem and threatening the biodiversity, as well as the cultural heritage of these tribes. Indigenous communities are working hard to protect their ancestral territories and avoid exposure to diseases for which they have limited immunity. While the Brazilian government has designated the Javari Valley as a protected area and enforces conservation measures, maintaining these protections remains an ongoing challenge. Longyearbyen, located on the island of Spitsbergen in the Svalbard archipelago, is the northernmost settlement in the world. Despite being home to a small community, Longyearbyen has some rather unique regulations that reflect its harsh and distinct environment. One of the most famous rules is that no one can die here, or more accurately, no one can be buried here. The reason for this is the permafrost that blankets the region, which preserves bodies too well, preventing decomposition. As a result, individuals with terminal illnesses or who are nearing death are flown to Oslo, where normal burial procedures can take place. This explains why burial is impossible in Longyearbyen, and every resident must adhere to this unusual rule, creating significant social and medical challenges. Longyearbyen not only has peculiar rules about death but also has strict requirements for survival. One essential rule is that all residents must carry a weapon when leaving the town limits. This is due to the large population of polar bears in the area, which are known for their strength and predatory skills. Carrying weapons and knowing how to use them is necessary for self-defense, as polar bears can be extremely dangerous if they feel threatened or hungry. When it comes to living conditions in Longyearbyen, one of the most notable features is that all homes are built on stilts rather than directly on the ground. This is to protect the buildings from the shifting permafrost, which can thaw during the summer months due to rising temperatures. When the permafrost melts, the ground sinks and can cause buildings to collapse or shift. Therefore, Homes in Longyearbyen are built on special foundations to ensure they remain stable despite environmental changes. Bouvet Island, located in the South Atlantic Ocean, stands as one of the most isolated places on Earth. It holds the distinction of being the most remote island in the world, more than 2,200 kilometers away from the nearest inhabited land. Formed by volcanic activity, Bouvet Island is not only remarkable for its geographic isolation but also for its pristine beauty and the mysteries surrounding its ecosystem. Despite its small size, only about 49 square kilometers, Bouvet Island is a significant area for nature conservation. The island features a large volcanic crater at its center, covered by a thick ice sheet, making it almost inaccessible year-round. Most of Bouvet's land is covered by glaciers, with some areas remaining frozen throughout the year, creating a dramatic yet harsh landscape. As a dependency of Norway, Bouvet Island is a strictly protected nature reserve, and for this reason, it has no permanent human inhabitants. The island's ecosystem mainly consists of wildlife, especially seabirds such as penguins and albatrosses. During the breeding season, thousands of seabirds gather here to nest, creating a vital sanctuary for these species. In addition to birds, Bouvet also serves as a refuge for various marine animals such as seals and fish, although their presence is less frequent due to the extremely harsh living conditions and limited food sources. With its absolute isolation and scarce resources, only species capable of extraordinary adaptation can survive on this remote island. Due to its extreme remoteness, reaching Bouvet Island is not an easy task. Access requires long sea voyages, and even with expedition teams, living and conducting research on the island is immensely difficult. The extreme weather conditions, strong winds, limited visibility due to ice and snow, and sudden storms are significant challenges for anyone attempting to study this unique place. Would you like to explore this isolated paradise? Share your thoughts with me. The Heard and McDonald Islands, two volcanic territories located in the far southern Indian Ocean, are among the most pristine and untouched places in the world. Owned by Australia, these islands are a testament to the power and resilience of nature. Heard Island, the larger of the two, boasts Mount Mawson, which rises to 9,600 feet and is one of the few active volcanoes in Australia. Its rugged landscape, with glaciers and lava fields battered by the ocean, is home to resilient mosses, seals, and penguins that thrive along its wild, unspoiled shores. 26 miles away, McDonald Island is smaller, with harsh, icy conditions and a barren landscape, yet it is still home to seabirds and seals that flourish in complete isolation. The extreme remoteness of these islands makes them invaluable to scientists, providing vital data on ecosystems. Untouched by human influence, they are perfect ecological models, offering insight into how species adapt to extreme living conditions. Beneath Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula lies an expansive network of cenotes, natural sinkholes, and underwater caves formed by the collapse of limestone. These geological wonders, with their mysterious allure, were once used by the ancient Maya civilization in rituals dedicated to their gods, leading to an underground world full of sacred significance. As explorers descend into the cenotes, sunlight filters through the water, casting eerie shadows on submerged stalactites, while some cenotes are so deep they disappear into complete darkness, creating an eerie, mystical atmosphere. Pitcairn Island, located in the South Pacific, is one of the most isolated communities in the world, home to about 50 descendants of the sailors of HMS Bounty, the mutineers, and the Polynesians. Their story began in 1789 when Fletcher Christian led a rebellion against Captain William Bligh and then took the rebellious crew to settle on the remote Pitcairn Island. Cut off from British control, they built a resilient life, maintaining and sharing their heritage for nearly 2 centuries. Oymyakon, a small village nestled in the heart of Siberia, Russia, is famous for being the coldest inhabited place on Earth, with only about 500 residents. This remote village lies closer to the Arctic Circle than to major cities like Yakutsk, which is about 576 miles away. Oymyakon holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded in the Northern Hemisphere, an astonishing -90 degrees Fahrenheit on February 6, 1933, making it the coldest place on Earth with permanent residents. Greenland, The world's largest island spans an area of 8 million square miles with 80% of its landmass covered by ice. Beneath this frozen layer lies a harsh, largely unexplored terrain where only the hardiest creatures can survive. With a population of just around 56,000 people, mostly Inuit living along the coastal areas, the interior of Greenland remains uninhabitable due to its extreme conditions. The island's thick ice sheets, which can be up to 3,000 meters deep, have formed over hundreds of thousands of years, preserving Earth's climate history. Today, scientific expeditions use radar to map hidden valleys and ancient riverbeds, providing vital clues about the planet's past climate. Researchers come here to study melting glaciers, monitor the impacts of climate change on sea levels, and track temperature fluctuations. With its rugged beauty, Greenland remains unaffected by human encroachment, offering a truly untouched frontier where time and ice have sculpted magnificent natural wonders. It is a living archive of the Earth's environmental changes. What are your thoughts on this place? Share your opinions with us. Note 2, Palmyra Island. Palmyra Island, a small coral island in the South Pacific, is home to only 58 people. Except for 3 individuals, all are descendants of William Masters, an Englishman who arrived on the island in 1863 with his 3 Polynesian wives. This small community is deeply rooted in the legacy of Masters, living without cars, stores, or running water. Instead, they rely on rainwater collection and solar energy. Life on the island is one of self-sufficiency, where resources and responsibilities are shared, harmonizing with both land and sea. The inhabitants only connect with the outside world through a satellite phone and 2 supply ships that visit each year. Though life on the island is slow-paced and isolated, the community maintains a tight-knit family structure, cherishing their unique lifestyle and heritage. No one, Kerguelen Islands. The Kerguelen Islands, located in the southern Indian Ocean, are among the most isolated and inaccessible places on Earth. Known as the Desolate Islands, Kerguelen is a remote region approximately 3,300 kilometers east of Madagascar and 2,000 kilometers from the African coast. While the French maintain a research station here, the islands remain largely uninhabited, with only scientists and research teams regularly visiting for studies on local wildlife, flora, and the environment. The Kerguelen Islands consist of the main island, Grande Terre, and over 300 smaller islands, creating a wild, untouched landscape. Grande Terre is home to the Port-au-Français Research Station, established in 1950, where between 45 to 70 scientists, engineers, and support staff reside, but only for short periods. During the winter months, the number of residents can drop to just a handful. With its diverse geography, including extinct volcanoes, vast glaciers, and remote valleys, the islands are beautiful, yet incredibly harsh. The climate is cold and windy, with almost continuous rain throughout the year, making Kerguelen one of the most extreme weather environments in the world. Temperatures often remain below freezing, while powerful waves and fierce winds pose significant challenges for anyone wishing to visit or settle there long-term. However, despite the harsh living conditions, the Kerguelen Islands host a remarkably rich and unique ecosystem. Marine species such as seals, penguins, and albatrosses thrive in natural reserves. One of the most notable species is the emperor penguin, the largest penguin in the world, which frequently visits the islands. In addition, seal species like the fur seal and elephant seal find Kerguelen shores to be ideal breeding and resting grounds. So, we've just explored 22 of the most secluded places in the world. Which one impressed you the most? Please comment and share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos. If you enjoyed this content, leave a comment below about the next country you'd like us to explore. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.